How are you guys doing? I'm so excited for this little 24-hour reading sprint. But yeah, what are your thoughts? How do you feel? Are you excited?
Ready to rock.
This
I'm
is
ready.
this is the first reading sprint that I've ever
Me
done.
too.
And so I'm kind of excited, getting
Me
ready to
too,
read
yeah.
a good book.
Mhm.
If you guys do not know, Taylor, Lynn, and I are doing a 24-hour reading sprint. We're not doing it like consecutively because we love ourselves, but we're pretty much going to be reading in a 24-hour period throughout a couple days. And so that's kind of what we're doing. We're going to be doing some reading sprints today, tomorrow, and Monday. And we hope to see you all guys there for the weekend. Um, so yeah, do you guys want to share what you will be reading for the first book?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I already read my first book.
Oh,
I'm ahead of the
shoot.
curve.
Okay,
Wow.
Lynn, go ahead and start us off.
Wow.
Well, I read Strange the Dreamer because I've read it before, but only once years ago. And I was like going to go into Amina's book that was chosen for me, which is this one, but then I decided to go into the sequel instead. So that's what we're reading over here.
Ooh,
Okay.
incredible. I'm going to be reading Happy Place by Emily Henry because it is the book club pick. It is what everybody and their mom voted for. So this is what we're going to be rocking with. And then I have East of Eden lined up next. So that's what we
Okay.
got going on.
So for me, I'm reading on my Kindle, but I'm going to be reading The Ghostwriters Club by Cody Wayne Morris, or Cody the Writer on YouTube. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be reading. I have an idea of what I want to read for the second book, but maybe I'll let you guys pick it tomorrow. But yeah, that's what we'll be reading. So hello everybody who is here. I know Hannah posted this. Actually, yeah, she posted this ahead of the stream, so shout out to her. I'm glad this is perfect timing for you, bestie. My Heart is a Chainsaw by SGJ. Sorry, my brain froze for a
Stephen
minute.
Graham Jones.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's aware.
Mm.
So I think how we're gonna go ahead and do this is do maybe I don't really have it super organized, but maybe we can just share our books, chat, and then get into maybe a 40-minute reading sprint just so we can knock out some reading.
Logged in.
And then end it off, do a little chat as well. But yeah. Plus a beta about really fun vampires. I love a good vampire.
Me
Mhm.
too.
Vampire novel. Hi everyone, I can't stay sadly, but nice to meet you all again and hope y'all are doing well. Oh, thank you, Kingston. Yeah, if anybody wants to let us know what you're reading in the chat, we'll probably go ahead and get started. How are you guys feeling about the challenge? And also, should we talk about how we even got into here? Because sometimes I'm like thinking like, oh, how did I get into a 24-hour reading like challenge? So I think Taylor should let the people know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spontaneously. It was definitely more, I mentioned it in a video and then Lynn hit me up and was like, wait, did you mean that? Because I want to do that. And then Amina, I think me and you were already in talks of like doing something together. And then we all just came to this idea to do it together. Because yeah, I've been meaning to do some more reading vlogs, but reading challenges and stuff like that. And I did something similar with Sincerely V, and we like chose each other's books for each other, which was so much fun. And we're kind of doing something similar to that.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like for me, like life has been so busy, so I haven't like I've been reading, but like I feel like the last few books I've read was over the span of like a month or two, which normally I like to keep it within a week because then things are fresh in my mind. I don't know if you guys ever start a book and then don't touch it for a couple weeks and then you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What was I reading? Who are these people? So I'm really excited to know, like, first of all, how many books I can read in a 24-hour span. And then also just kind of get back into like reading because we're all writers and I feel like books are the one thing that got us started on writing and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like more author tubers need to do more book content because if we're writing, then of course we love to read.
Exactly. So true.
Faith says, I'm reading All the Lonely People by Mike Gale. Cool. So, yeah. Are you guys ready to start reading?
Yeah, I was born ready.
Okay, love that. Okay, I've never done a what's it called? Share my screen thing before, so let's make sure I know what I'm doing. Can you guys see this?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Oh my god, cool. Okay, is it? Let me take this off. Okay, I'm such a streamer, guys.
You
All
got
right,
this.
so I'm gonna go ahead and start it, and then we'll have a little chat afterwards. Have fun, guys. Hey, friends. Taylor, I just need to know, what were you doing just a second ago?
Here's my vlog. I've been updating them. I have a lot of feelings.
Mm-hmm.
How's everyone else?
Good.
I am at a place where it's getting real juicy. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. How'd it go for everyone else, Lynn?
Good. I mean, yeah, I read a chunk. I feel like not that much for 40 minutes, but the start of this book is a little like slow.
Oh, it's a biggie.
Yeah, she's huge. I'm this far.
Okay, that's significant.
Yeah. You're a fast reader.
I know.
I think I try to like absorb words, so I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, it's whatever. It's normal.
We had some more friends join.
Yes.
So
I actually ran out because I saw Mick in chat being like, I'm reading Your Bones in the Midnight Soil. I picked this up yesterday.
Oh,
love
Wally World because it was so cheap there. But yeah, Mick, I see you.
So happy to find another live going on. I needed it, but first gotta finish cleaning the bathroom. It'd be like that.
So
audiobooks count. So love that you're joining us, Z. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Hey, girl. Hey, Mick is here, of course. Love that for you. Well, I think actually she was just stopping by, right? Oh no, you came.
No, she's still here.
Okay, she came from the bookstore. Sorry. But yeah, I wanted to know what you guys are reading. If you want to give us a little synopsis, just so people know what's going on.
us?
Yeah,
wait, sorry.
And into the chat. I would like to.
I don't know why I was so surprised.
Why?
I don't know.
Caught you off guard.
I know.
I can start if you guys need some time to think.
Yeah.
Okay, so
no, I just want to hear what you say.
I'm reading the Ghostwriters Club, like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
And it's getting so good. Like, it was good from the beginning, and I'm only on chapter, I think I'm almost at the end of chapter 3. But in case you guys don't know, pretty much the Ghostwriters Club is like about this guy named Logan, and his dad passed away, and his dad was a really famous writer who would interview killers, and like pretty much like his dad had this mentality of like, why do villains get these like really like get these backstories that almost like humanize them? So he pretty much would interview killers to get into like the human psyche and what led them to be a killer. And so his dad ended up passing away, and on like his deathbed or something, he wanted to finish his final book. And so our main guy Logan was like, yeah, I'll finish the book series and like end like and write the last book pretty much. So pretty much Logan is on the hunt to find a killer, and he's in college, and he starts learning about this mysterious club called the Ghostwriters Club. And I was like freaking out when I saw the name, because I love it when I see the name of the book in the book. And so I'm at the part now where I guess on campus there's this girl who died, and we don't really know too much about it yet. And he made the connection, I guess, that the Ghostwriters Club have something to do with it, and he got invited he saw this like suspicious QR code, and like it was for the Ghostwriters Club. So he scanned it, submitted an entry, and now he's meeting them at like this old library. And I got to the point where he's like right outside the library. He's gonna meet the ghostwriters, and I'm so excited. So don't be surprised if I end the stream right on time, because I really need to know what's gonna happen. So if you guys would like to share,
so good.
It's so good. It's so good. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain. So if I mute myself while you guys are talking, I'm still here.
I can hear it.
Oh, you can't? Okay, perfect. Because it's low-key a vibe. But yeah,
I got to read Ghostwriters as an arc.
It's getting really good.
It's good. As soon as this happens, it's just gonna spiral.
Oh, like, I love that. And it's funny because this is like my first real mystery I've read as an adult. Like, I usually like lighthearted things, stuff that's not going to give me anxiety. So far, I don't have much anxiety, but I know it's probably coming. But
it's more like intricate than like anxiety inducing. Okay. I'll say, like, it's got layers to the mystery and stuff. It's
I'm really enjoying, and it's a short read. I think it's only like 200 something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, what are you guys reading?
I'm reading Happy Place, and I'm feeling a lot of not good things.
Oh no.
Things. I'm saying a lot of things to my vlog right now, but it's just like what I told you guys before this of like, I'm gonna have a hard time understanding the conflict because the big thing is like they didn't tell their friends that they broke up.
Yeah.
And that's the big conflict. And I'm like, are we literal high schoolers? Like,
Yeah.
we're grown adults, guys. Like, and even I literally just read this. That's what I was screaming at my vlog about was they said, I'm like, dude, telling them was going to destroy our friend group. 10 years of history down the drain. I'm like, then maybe you guys don't have a strong friendship because I don't have a single person that like, do you know what I'm saying? I'm just so confused. I'm incredibly confused. And then the main girl, like that's essentially the premise of this book, by the way, is it's like a second chance romance. And these two characters, they were engaged. They broke up. I guess he broke up with her on a 4-minute phone call with no real like reason. They'd been together 8 years. He just dropped that girl. And so it's so conflicting because obviously you have factual reason not to like him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the girl, you're in her perspective, she is still smitten for this dude. So the whole time she's now interacting with him, she's just like, you know, as romance books do, they're hyping him up and like talking about his scent and like talking about the way his luscious lips look and like all of this stuff. And I'm just like, I don't like this man. Like, he's a walking red flag, babe. Like, and he's the one who's like, we're not going to tell our friends. And I'm like, what are we do? Like, what are we doing? And so I'm like, if they weren't like mid 20s, like I could understand. So again, I like was saying this to my vlog. I'm like, people like this, continue to like it. I will try to push through and see. Like, I can kind of see the direction Emily could go with this story. I pretty much feel like I already know everything that's about to happen, and like I can see the groundwork for it. But I'm just like,
yeah, it's so weird when they have things like that where it's like, okay, so y'all's breakup is gonna end a friend group, like y'all are the glue.
That's where I'm like, I don't get it. Like, and like, their other friends got engaged and are gonna get married over this weekend, and this house that they go to vacation at every like year, they're like, I guess the owner is like one of the friend group people, like it's their parents that own it. They're gonna sell the house, and it's this big earth shattering thing. I'm like, this is I'm like, get an Airbnb. Like, you can still go to this place in Vermont. I'm just so like, my brain is too logical. I'm like, I just can't take this as seriously as I am. I don't know. But again, like, she's really good with banter and like dialogue and description and stuff like that. So I'm still like, she's still a great writer, but I just can't get behind the like, I can't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
It's interesting. I wonder if they're gonna ever address why it ended in a phone call or
well, they're having these flashbacks. I've seen it where I guess we get to see their relationship progress and then also why he broke up. I can already guess why he did, and I think it's not going to be a good enough reason, and then she's going to be, I can just already see what's going to happen, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, this is why romances are so hard for me to buy into. The conflict never feels justified. But I am also a romantic, so it's hard to sell anyways. Yeah, I feel like sometimes the conflict for romance is very like trivial and like something that if you would just communicate, it would be easier.
Yeah,
and that's what
communication for no reason.
Yeah,
I'm like, we're adults.
Yeah,
like we're actual grown people.
We're grown.
And you've known each other for 10 years and you can't have an honest I'm just so I'm like, is this toxic friendship? And then I'm like, if you do tell them, if they are that invested in your relationship and like they can only appreciate you guys when you're together, then they don't value you as a person.
And I feel like too, like if they were together for 8 years, is that you should have seen signs of this in the 8-year relationship. This wouldn't be just a whoa, like what's going on? Why are you all of a sudden have these red flags and breaking up with me?
I'm just so bewildered. I'm so bewildered right now. And I guess they were hooking up for a year before they told their friends. So I'm like, oh, so this is common for you guys to lie to your friend group. And I'm like, are you guys even friends if you can't even, like, if I had something like that happen to me in my mid-20s, the first thing I would do is tell my friends.
Yep.
So I'm like, do you really, like, I don't know. I'm spiraling because this absolutely makes zero sense to me. Like, zero sense to my brain. I'm like, Emily, what are we doing?
Yep.
But I know this is some people's favorite book. Like, I'm pretty sure Natalie, this is her favorite Emily Henry book. And I'm like, love that for you, babe. But I don't think I can do
But
that.
also, Natalie's the type of reader where she said that she doesn't mind if it's like, you know, not like the most amazing literature. If it just makes her feel good, then
yeah, she's very,
yeah.
I have a good time. And I'm like, I need it to be logical just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I agree. Another comment, preach Tay. If your friend group breaks up with you over your own breakup, then you're better off without them.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need them.
It's just very odd. Very odd.
We also
happy place.
We also got a few comments about, yeah, Ghostwriters Club is really good. It is really good. Lynn, do you want to share with us what you're reading?
Yeah, I'm reading Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor because I finished Strange the Dreamer this morning. This is like my favorite young adult fantasy duology of all time, although personally I do think it's new adult. It's so hard to describe. Have either of you guys read these?
No.
Okay. It's like secondary world, but it's really just the setting is so unlike any other fantasy I've ever read. It's just so detailed and lush, and basically there's like this fabled city that randomly, like just like that, one day everyone in the world forgot the city's name. And the main character, Laszlo, is like an orphaned librarian who's like very obsessed with fairy tales. And he gets the opportunity to like journey to the city and help them solve an undisclosed issue, along with like a bunch of other people that are hired from different parts of the world for like their special set of skills. So it's almost like kind of a heisty setup, but then he gets there and he starts like dreaming of this woman with blue skin. And I don't know, there's just like a lot of like, the setup is so intricate and so interesting, and then the payoff is really good too. But it is it's not one where you can like sum it up in a pitch or anything like that, I think. It's just like a very, if you read like Naomi Novik, I guess a little bit like V.E. Schwab, it's in line with that, just sort of like that dreamy fantasy feeling.
Can you remind me again, what was the name?
The first one is Strange the Dreamer.
Okay.
And then the second one is Muse of Nightmares. Mine don't match because I got them both used.
Well, I'm gonna have to check it out. You know, sometimes people will like share what they're reading. You have no idea. It goes right over your head. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, once they start talking about it, it's like, oh shoot, now.
Yeah. Add to TBR.
Add to TBR for real.
It's definitely, it's a good one.
I just want to add this because I totally agree. Lynn always dresses so cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have like orange theme.
kind of. That's so cute. Yeah. I have this little sweatshirt. It says a book a day.
A book a day.
We'll break
Oh
down.
my gosh, that's so cute. It reminds me of Miss Minutes or whatever. Have you guys seen like
yeah. Got from Etsy. But yeah, Lynn always dresses really cute. I'm gonna read some comments about what other people are reading. So Mick is reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. Am I saying that right? Schwab. I think so.
I think so.
You know when you like see authors' names or words and then you just never said it out loud?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's me. I'll be reading someone's YA African fantasy. I've got two.
Ooh.
That sounds fun.
That's awesome.
I just had to put this up here. Thank you so much, Mick. I love you so much. Did I read? No, I don't think I mentioned this one. Okay. As I was cleaning, I was reading the 6th book in a Bridge Kingdom series. Turns out my taste has changed in the meantime. Also started the Gilded Wolves. The Gilded Wolves, both audiobooks. Intrigued. I feel like my taste is probably going to start changing now that I'm reading like the Ghostwriters Club because, like I said, I feel like I'm mostly a romance, fantasy, just like I like chill things. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like a very refined taste. I do want to start diversifying my reads a lot more though. Like my TBR is crazy long right now. So, what kind of books do you guys typically go for?
I also feel like my tastes have changed where I read more like classics or like lit fic is kind of what I've been drawn to. And I think that's why this feels a little more like, because that's all I've been reading probably like all year. And so this feels like, I don't know. I think my logical brain is like, this is not, it's not working.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. And I even was telling my vlog, like the last romance I read was Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. And even that one, I feel like she does such a good job of the conflict. Like, it feels either realistic or she doesn't spend too much time on it. So
Yeah,
it's like easier to like kind of follow what's happening and stuff. But yeah, that's usually what I go for. And then if it is fantasy, it's usually like high fantasy. Like some that like nobody's ever really heard of. I get like random used fantasy books that look really interesting or something. And then yeah, like classics. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I know you mentioned literary fiction. I definitely want to get into that. R.F. Huang, am I saying it right? Another one of the names I never said out loud. I really want to get into her. I know you were talking about the last time you did the 24-hour reading challenge. You read the Poppy War.
I read the Poppy War in one day, and then I started the Dragon Republic the next day and got halfway through it. And I'm just like, I burned myself out doing that. It's so emotionally daunting. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Not doing that again.
Lynn, what kind of books do you usually go for?
I feel like I'm really varied. This year I've been reading a lot of like literary leaning fantasy and science fiction. I'm trying to get more into like the high fantasy, kind of like the classics, but I also read a lot of lit fic and a lot of nonfiction. So I'm all over the place. I think the one thing that I don't really read is like young adult contemporary, or like I'll read like adult contemporary if it's more like book clubby or lit fiction, but I like want to escape, so I struggle with that sometimes. I just read Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Minours. Yeah, I know Becca was reading that one, didn't like it. I liked it fine, but I was also like, this is really heavy and like a little bit too realistic and like close to my experiences, so I need to like not I need to escape. There's
to escape is why
I cannot. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, because I feel like I have a lot of triggers that you find a lot in contemporary fiction. So
yeah,
I haven't, similar to you, I don't really read very many YA contemporary, though recently I did read one that wasn't too bad, but I think it was because it was so personal to me that I feel like if I read this as like a younger version of me, then it's like healing in a way. And I was like reading it, I was like, oh my god, like I wish I had this book when I was younger, especially when you feel like seen. There's more diversity in it. Like I feel like when I was younger, like I couldn't find too many like YA books or really any books that were outside the typical norm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I see a book that's YA and I'm like, oh shoot, younger me would have loved this, then I probably would. Maybe I'll give it a chance.
What book was it?
It was called 4 Eves and a Funeral. And so it's pretty much a how do I describe it? It was like friends to enemies to lovers, I think. And it was pretty much these two like friends who started off as besties. They were like inseparable as kids, and then something happens where they stop being friends, and then their favorite librarian passes away, and so they come back to their town for the funeral. And also like Eid, which is like a Muslim holiday, is going on, and they're like Islamic center burned down. So they're like all working together, forced proximity as well, because they both love the Islamic center, and they're trying to they were working together to get it like rebuilt, because the mayor wants to build apartments. He wants to like use that property for apartments. And anyways, it was a really sweet read. And
I love that.
Yeah, it is a blast. Okay, let me catch up on the chat really quickly. Everything that RF Quan touches turns to gold. I really want to read Yellowface. Like that is at the top of my TBR, which I don't know why I don't have the physical version, but I really, really want to read it. Back to what we were talking about before, miscommunication really messes me up. And I love, someone also mentioned, I can't find it right now, that Tay, your little rant. was
We
amazing.
love.
Yeah.
There's a way to make miscommunication work, but like most of the time I feel like it's a cheap way to make unfulfilling conflict, so it's flat out boring and annoying. It's so funny because I agree wholeheartedly, but then also I recently did some more outlining of my own book, and I didn't realize how I have something in there that was miscommunication, and I had to completely scrap it. And I was like, just thinking how it's so easy as a reader to be like, oh shoot, miscommunication, don't like this, why they put this here. But as a writer, sometimes it's like when you're like
Yeah.
doing things in a different lens or something, like it's not.
Which I think sometimes it can work.
Yeah.
Sometimes miscommunication can work, but when it's just like they're saying like for convenience and it feels cheap and like
Yes.
it's just so that we have a third act, we have some pinnacle of the story. It's just like, dude, I would rather not. Like
Yes.
I would actually rather just not have that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I'm reading A Door in the Dark, Inheritance Games, and Six of Crows right now, and I finished the 11th volume of Witch Hat.
Atelier.
Thank you, and that made me cry.
Oh,
Inheritance Games and Six of Crows, also on my TBR. A Door in the Dark, never heard of it, but I like your taste, so maybe I'll have to check it out.
now you have.
Now I have to. I think we'll probably go ahead and wrap up the stream, but I wanted to end it with this because it just makes me happy. The energy you three bring is like a cup of my favorite tea, unriddled laughter, and a pocket full of sunshine. Dude, that is so... Don't make Taylor cry.
That's really nice.
I know.
That's really sweet.
Thank you so much. And also shout out to you, girl. And shout out to everybody who comes to our streams. I love seeing familiar faces, and it just makes this large community seem so small and intimate. And yeah, I really had a lot of fun. Before we close off, can you guys let everybody know where to find you, a little bit about what you're working on, anything like that? Shout yourself.
Well, we have another one of these on my channel at 11 a.m. Central tomorrow. So we're going to be reading over the rest of the weekend into Monday. And then that channel is Lindy Jo, just like my name, if you want to check it out.
Well, yes, I am Taylor Ann Wright. You can find me here on YouTube, and I will be hosting the Monday stream at this exact same time as today's was. And yeah, you can find me there or on Instagram at author Taylor Ann Wright.
Yay! Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's live stream. I will have both of their channels in the description. It's already there. So go ahead and click subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow and Monday's live stream. And we'll hope to see you guys later. Bye!
Bye!